Hey everyone, what's up? It's Mindy and Tiffany from the 12 Ladies at Bet Network coming here today live for Midday Plays. Thanks again for joining us. 1 p.m. Eastern. We are here every Monday through Friday-ish. I mean, we try, right? We do our best with getting here. But again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, click on the bell to get the latest notifications. I mean, because obviously you guys never want to miss this spectacular show.
It is spectacular. I don't know of any better show in the entire universe.
So how many days till Christmas?
7, according to the calendar, to the chart.
Yes, Christmas is next Monday, right? So we are definitely
it
not
is.
going to be here. We're definitely not going to be here for a couple days, probably Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Because again, we always have lots of family that gets in. So you can probably look for us about Wednesday of next week. So again, that's why it's important to set the reminders, because it will come on and say, hey, Midday Plays is going to be on live.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I'm excited for the next weekend. Well, I mean, I like this weekend too. I love having a couple NFL games on Saturday.
Yes, that always is helpful, I think.
It makes me
and again, but I'm also kind of surprised, because unfortunately our Nebraska Husker volleyball team just totally got their asses whooped from the defending national champions, Texas.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those thought that, the Huskers may have a better chance. But I was always surprised that they put on the national championship versus the Cowboys Bills. I mean, like, you can't beat the NFL on TV. Like, it's impossible. Like, nothing should ever go up against the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know who schedules a lot of this stuff, but they need to reevaluate their life choices.
Right. So what are your thoughts on the NFL? Anything, that kind of jumps out at you, maybe?
I don't know. Were you surprised by that Bills Cowboys game?
A little bit, right? I like the Cowboys in that game. I thought, if anything, it would be really, really close. I do think sometimes when the Cowboys get into the elements, like weather, that they tend to struggle a little bit. And I don't know if that was kind of the case here, but
I was surprised by that blowout ultimately.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a much closer game.
I did as well. And then we had to suffer through a Sunday night football game that wasn't necessarily overly impressive. It's one of those, like, I think you can always kind of like, I just think you can never gauge how good this Ravens team is.
I know. I mean, I feel like they're like the Chiefs in that way, because it's like, it's either going to be, they're going to blow them out, or it's going to be close. I mean, I don't know. Like, or they could lose when you don't expect them to. I don't know.
I kind of feel like they don't have any real stud receivers. I mean, Beckham is, getting old. They throw to Bateman. I mean, Lively just had an excellent game. I think it's more taking advantage of the defense, and that's how teams like this win. We know, I mean, some of those catches he made, Lively shouldn't have been. They should have been interceptions.
Yes.
But of course, it's kind of like when I think of Murray, or I think of, Russell Wilson, you just can't get him down. Like, you can be like right on top of him. You can be there to tackle him, and he still finds a way, to escape there.
Well, and again, it's that little extra effort that ultimately makes you great. I mean, anybody can be good in the NFL. I mean, not anybody, but in general, I mean, but that's what makes Lamar great, is that he doesn't quit. He keeps going, and he just finds a way to make shit happen.
Right. That's kind of the way it's been. So today, it's an exciting day. You know why?
Why?
Because we have a bowl game, prime time. I love prime time sports. Like, I miss it not being baseball season, because during baseball season, I always have games on during the day. And today, in 1.5 hours, we have a bowl game. It's going to be Western Kentucky versus Old Dominion. I'm surprised, Tiffany, you don't have your Old Dominion hat on.
I am too, except for I don't own one.
I know. So we have to suffer through some more of these games, but I think it's going to be decent, right? It's one of those that Western Kentucky, their last 5 December games have all gone over the total. You also have where the underdog has always covered, in this one versus Old Dominion too. So I'm kind of looking at a Western Kentucky and an over today. Now, it's interesting with the bowl games. We kind of talked about this last year, with Ramon and stuff, that this is the time of year that you really kind of chase the steam, right? You kind of follow what the sharps are doing. And so this one could be a little bit mixed, right? Because you had an opening line with Old Dominion sitting at about -3, and now it's really been pushed up to, 6.5 right now. So if you're chasing steam, my play is not the play for you, but you can chase the steam on that over. I think it opened at maybe 47, 48. Now it's kind of up there to, something like 51-ish, right? So again, I think the way it is the line movement has always gone on 3 points in a certain direction. For a total, you take the direction it's moving, no matter what it is. So like say if, because a lot of times if you've missed out on 4 points on a total, you're like, I don't know if I'm still going to go ahead and play that total in the bowl games. Doesn't necessarily matter if it's moved like 6 points, 7 points, whatever. Still take the direction that these bowl games are going. All right. And then we have some not college football. I already went against that. Let's go ahead and talk about some NHL hockey. So not too many games here today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in the NHL. Let me get to my page. All right. So Ron, his team is in the slate today. They are there. I see them. It's going to be the Ducks versus the Red Wings. The Ducks put up an absolute ton of goals yesterday, Tiffany. I think they won like 5-1, 5-0, something like that. So, hey, I'm going to go back on the Ducks versus Ron's Red Wings team here today. Red Wings are big favorites at -250, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Ducks. The underdog has covered the puck line in 8 of the last 9 Red Wings games. And then Ron says, hey, I'm going even more against you. He said, I'm taking the Red Wings on the puck line. All right, challenge, Ron. We're going to challenge. Next up is going to be the Wild versus those Penguins. Each of these guys have a pretty similar record, 12-12 for the Wild. Penguins 13-13. Lucky numbers there. I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, it's the Wild plan. I'm just going to go ahead and take the under. The under is 4, 7, and 2 between these two teams here. Then we got the Canadiens and the Jets. The last 7 of 8 games for the Canadiens have gone to the under. So we're going to go under the total. It's 6, 8, and 1 to the under between these two folks. And then one of my favorites is playing tonight, the Kraken versus kind of one of my other favorites. I kind of root for the Stars. I like Ottinger. I kind of like them. But in this one here, I'm going to go ahead and take the Kraken today. They have covered the puck line here in their last 10 games. Or I guess it's more of the Stars have failed to cover the puck line in their last 10 games. This game here is also 10-4 to the over. So might be taking some overs. And then here we got the Panthers versus the Flames to round out the pack tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take the Flames on the puck line. It's one of these that the Flames sitting at +1.5 is -241. But that has covered 9 out of last 10. So I'm going to take those odds, even though those numbers are a little bit high, right? Who likes to play -247? No one.
Right. But hey, add $2 to your bank.
Right. But before we get going on to more sports, let's take a look at the reason why we're here. Let's take a look at Tony'sPicks.com. I'm going to get it here. We're bringing it up. Free sports betting picks all around. So I'm going to say that, Tiffany, you kind of had a nice weekend.
I did. It feels good to win, not going to lie.
Right. There seems to be kind of an overall theme here. There is Tiffany on the last 24 hours. There is Tiffany on the last 7. And there is Tiffany in the last 30. Just killing it. So you need to be like the other folks that bought Tiffany's 7-day package and 3-day package and get on board because Tiffany is super hot. So you don't want to miss the hot train here, you guys. Right now. So it's pretty easy to do. But yeah, Tim also had a really good last 24 hours, went 4-0. I was able to manage some winning there. So Ron Crawford did as well, along with Ramon. So we're ready to kill it here again tonight. So it's easy. All you do is click on your favorite capper, like Tiffany there. So you go to her page, you can see she's up like $2,800 in 7 days.
Yeah, boy. I just, FYI, cashed out some of my money for some Christmas presents. So I'd like to send a special thank you to BetMGM.
Yeah, Scotch said, he's like, I bought a new car with my winnings. And then Ron, he just quit his job. He's like, I just win, so I just quit my job. So what the hell, right? But you go down here, Tiffany has a guaranteed NBA 3-pack of plays as well. She has a guaranteed 3-pack of NHL plays. Oh, I see that college football guaranteed best bet. And then you can see there's the 3-day all sports smasher. You can also see the weekly and, of course, the monthly. So I think you want to get with one of these packages. And you can use the promo code TonyT at checkout. So if you don't want to go with Tiffany long term, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you can go ahead and buy these packages here in orange to give Tiffany a try. Again, these are profit guaranteed. So if Tiffany happens to lose, which she won't, you do get your money back in form of
your credits back
on Tony'sPicks.com. That is for sure.
And then you can buy my package the next day, and then I'll win, and then we'll all be good.
If you don't succeed, you try again. Correct. I think that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, guys, get over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I was like, what were you going to say? Huh?
Me? No.
So we covered the bowl game. We covered and I think the bowl games have super weird names this year, just going to say.
They always do.
But this is like more weirder than usual.
I miss the old days when things were just named after cigarettes and beer. The Winston Cup. Oh wait, obviously that's not football, but you know what I mean. Right, it would be like the Budweiser Bowl. Now, not so much.
Yes, exactly.
Now it's all tech companies and.
Yeah, exactly. I heard it. So you want to go ahead and give us your NFL super secret parlay for the day?
Yeah. So the big news is sounds like there's some questionable quarterbacks here. I think you've all heard that that Hurts had to take a separate plane to the game because he didn't want to get the rest of the team sick. But we've been seeing that a lot this year. I think that happened to Mahomes. Devontae Adams, I think, had the same issue where he was having some intestinal flu or something. And I think we talked about it on the show, but it sounds miserable. But for some reason, you get enough doctors.
They stick them full of IVs and fluids and vitamins, they said, and then they're like, oh, we're just good.
And then they managed to come out and they play just fine. So I'm not expecting any issues out of this, but again, I guess we don't know. We'll take that like questionable.
At your house too.
Yeah, that's it's been going around. I think we've all had a touch of whatever Jalen Hurts has.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so we're expecting him to play. He's there. He's not gonna just fly all the way there to sit on the sideline. So he's gonna be in. And with that, I'm taking him plus 225 passing yards. And I'm also looking at him to have at least 2 passing touchdowns. Cool. Against Dallas, they didn't play their best game, but he had 27 passing attempts. And all but one went to Smith, Goddard, or Brown. And so with that, I'm also taking these 3 at their, like Devonta Smith, I'm taking at 40 yards receiving. He's had over 73 in the last 4 games. Dallas Goddard, I'm taking him over 40 yards receiving. And then A.J. Brown, I'm taking him over 50 yards receiving. He's at over 127 in the last 4 games. I think that with that, if we're expecting those guys to be busy and catching that ball, I think it justifies Hurts with that plus 225 passing yards and the 2 touchdowns. On the other side, I'm looking at Metcalf for 40. He's had over 160 yards in his last 2 times meeting the Eagles, which I think is a pretty wild stat.
Yes.
And then I'm also looking at Walker plus 40 yards rushing. He has had over 63 in the last 7 home games. I feel like that's a lot. We're kind of leaning towards Seattle to win this just because historically they come out on top against the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are kind of on a grudge match because I don't think they want to lose 3 in a row. So I think I'm really hoping it's a good game tonight. I'm tired of this primetime curse of crappy Monday Night Football games.
Right.
So I'm optimistic, and that's what I'm looking for. Again, this is a nice little payout. It's at plus 1072 on FanDuel. If you did pick those, it'd be a nice little win for us tonight. Buy more Christmas presents.
Heck yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ron said, hey, yeah, I like Kenneth Walker the third over 40 rushing yards here tonight. Said also got Hurts at 225 passing yards, and he's going with that anytime tush push touchdown, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. I think he scored like in the last 4 or 5 games in a row.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes,
right.
I mean, I think those are all good options. Again, I think Walker could be a good anytime touchdown, even though as a middle-aged lady, I want to say Chardonnay for Charbonnet has been pretty active over there too. But I think Walker's going to be doing well tonight.
Yeah, and Mike, you said 3 in a row. I think she means that they just lost their last 3 games this season, right? So that would be, who did they lose to? The Cowboys, the 49ers, right? So they're avoiding to try to lose 3 in a row right now this season.
This time, yeah.
And I guess, yes, it's one of those that Seattle has, just has their number for whatever reason. If we take a look at the long term, I think they said Pete Carroll versus the AFC has just totally kicked their butt as of late. And then we want to say hi to That's My Sports. That's My Sports. No, I mean that's My Sports. Tiffany Sports. But he said, hey, I just subbed. It looks like a fun show. Hey, we try to be, right? We try to give you winners, plus we try to have a little bit of fun because there's no sense of coming on when the show would totally be boring and suck.
Well, yeah. we do try.
Right, but Ron says, hey, I am really not worried about any other bowl game than this New Year's Day championship things that are going on. So who do we think? Do we think Michigan is going to beat Alabama? What do you guys think out there? Anyone? You got any predictions out there? I mean, I can kind of tell you what my numbers look like. I have it a close game. I have a model like a 2-pointer. 2-pointer. It's going to be close.
Good. I like that.
All right. I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win. How about that? It's going to be a super secret surprise one of these days. But we know who Ron likes, right? Ron likes Michigan. Whatever. Michigan. Yep. I mean, I always feel like they haven't been good since Woodson, Greasy. I mean, we have to go like way back, right, Ron? Do you guys know what the Philly record is without Hurts playing? No, I really don't. You have any idea?
I could look it up.
Yeah. I'll have to, Ron says, spit it out. Tell me who the winner is going to be. No, that's no fun. I have to make you wait for a while. Biggest bowl game is going to be Georgia versus Florida State. And Florida State is going to get smacked. But how do we know this? I mean, because when it comes down to it, these guys don't care about this bowl game anymore. How many guys are going to enter into the draft and opt out? I mean, I want to look forward to it, but I just think we're just not going to go ahead and get, I don't think we're going to get these teams' best efforts. And I think that's what's going to suck about the whole thing. You know what I mean? I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, I hope it's going to be amazing. But I feel like most of the guys are going to sit out, might not even have starting quarterbacks in there. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. NIL has changed a lot in the game. So perhaps you're going to get more guys that are going to be in it than out of it. because they're going to get paid no matter what. Now they're not worried so much about maybe if I get hurt in a bowl game that it might lose my chances of making mills. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny. They always say right now the going rate for a quarterback in NIL is like $2 million. I never thought that this is what the NIL was going to be. I mean, I really thought it was going to be like, we're going to be taking care of our family. Here's like 50 grand for some jerseys. I never thought it was going to be crazy, out of control, whatever. All right, Tiffany, I'll let you keep looking for that. He just said it's a really bad record.
I think it's, I mean, what I'm looking at, I'm like maybe 1-4. So, but I'm trying to see, I'm like, how many games has he missed? That's what I'm really trying to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be some easy, quick stats unless you just Google it or go to StatMuse and just type in the
yeah, that's
Google
what was from StatMuse. But yeah, I mean, he's a tough dude. I think he's going to be out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, my modeling for this game, again, this is like EPA, expected points added. Again, this is based off of what they've done, a rolling average over the last 4 games. That's what the modeling that we do is 4 games in the NHL or in the NBA. I'm going to get it right. NFL. I have this game modeled out to a 25-25 game. So like Seattle and like the over. But it's up to you how you decide to do it. I mean, you just might have to wait and see what we're looking at when it gets towards, game time. But let's move to some NBA. Are you guys ready for this? Tiffany's been killing it in the NBA. She has a 3-pack of plays out there. Might as well just get those now. I mean, don't give up on any winners, right? All right. Hey, let's go ahead and start
NBA.
With the Rockets and the Cavaliers. It's one of those that the Rockets, we know that they're terrible right now covering on the road. Oh goodness. I mean, it's going to be a tough one, I think, for me. Where's my sheets at? I mean, I am going to take the Rockets. I'm going to take the Rockets and the plus points, even though I know that they don't win on the road. I mean, something's got to give here, especially the Cavs on back-to-backs aren't necessarily great. So I'm going to take the Rockets plus the 4.5 points here. Might even move it up a little bit. Give me a little bit of leeway, maybe +7, something like that. All right, let's go to the Clippers and the Pacers. Clippers kind of been on fire. They are on that 7-game win streak right now. I'm going to stick with the Clippers at -3.5. Probably go ahead and just take the Clippers outright on the money line. My money line picks are still hitting at 62%, so I'm still happy about that. That's my sport says, hey, yeah, Mindy, take the Rockets +4. I'm glad when you guys agree. But then here's Ron. He's like, what? I'm taking the Cavs. He is too. He said, I got to see if Halliburton's playing. Ron is the king of the props over there, so he's got to wait it out a little bit. All right. Then we got the Bulls and the 76ers. This is a big spread here. 76ers -10.5. I'm just going to maybe stay away from that big line here. Each of the Bulls' last 7 games have gone over the total. So let's go ahead and take this one over the 225.5. All right. Who's going in on the Pistons today? Plus 425. Tiffany, are you doing it?
All of the Detroiters are.
Ron, are you? Ron, are you taking it? Oh, no, we're not going to take the Pistons on the money line. We're not even going to take Pistons with the 11 points here. I think I got to go ahead and take the Hawks minus that big spread, -10.5 here, till the Pistons can prove me wrong and show me otherwise. Yeah, see, Ron says, hey, nobody. I mean, what are they losers of now? 23 in a row? It's crazy. Mike is back. He said, what? So Rockets lose 8 in a row, be 11-4 going into week 16. Oh, no, that's not Rockets. That's the Eagle, right?
Eagles. So Eagles lose.
I think it's a little Eagle, but yeah. So Eagles lose 8 in a row, be 11-4 going into week 16. That is true. Like they still may be the number 1 seed, even if they lose all of these games. And again, that's how it works, right? It doesn't matter what you've done for me lately, right? It's just, the game at hand. It's why we play the games, they say. Hey, want to say Scotch? What's up? Good to have you here. Good to have you. All right. We got more NBA. Timberwolves versus Heat. Timberwolves 19-5. Heat 15-11. This one's kind of closely rated here today, I guess. But the Timberwolves do nothing but cover the spreads. They have covered the last 7 in the Eastern Conference. So let's go ahead and do the Timberwolves. Just take them on the money line. What are they? -1.5? Something like that. I'm surprised that it is such a short spread. So what is it that they know that I don't know? But Ron says, okay, take the Timberwolves. I like it when we agree with the chat. I like it. All right. Then we have this other one. This is kind of a crazy game. Hornets versus Raptors. 2 teams that aren't very good. 2 teams that don't play a whole lot of defense here. So we have 8 of the Raptors' last 9 have gone over. That's what I'm going to go here again. Going over 224.5 with a crappy 7-17 Charlotte Hornets and a crappy Raptors at 10-15 at home. Going over the total. Next is the Grizzlies versus the Thunder. Grizzlies, terrible. Are they going to get Ja Morant back? I mean, how many times are they going through this? It's pretty crazy. Grizzlies 6-18. I mean, they probably would like him back. Thunder 16-8. Grizzlies have just failed to cover pretty much about anything. So, especially not the spread. Give me the Thunder. I'm taking the Thunder with the big points. I'm not scared of this one. I'll take a -10 here tonight. Another good one coming up. The Mavericks and the Nuggets. Both with similar records here. Oh, Ron says, oh, wait, we'll go back. I missed you guys. Scotch says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take the points and the Hornets today. I'm glad someone is sticking their head out on this one because I have no idea who I would probably pick. I mean, other than I feel like Charlotte is better with the spread than probably the Raptors. Ron says, hey, I like OKC -9.5. And he said, Morant will be back tomorrow. If Morant comes back, he's going to be, is he going to be cardio ready? I need more cardio. What is that? Margaret Cho back in the day from one of her comedy specials. Cracks me up. What was that? A grizzly bear?
I need more cardio as well.
But cardio, like, it doesn't match with like your drinking time. Because it's like, when do you work out? Like after work, right? But then there's wine. So
I know. Like maybe we need to drink wine on the treadmill.
There you go. Just put it in your Camelback. All right. We got the Mavericks and the Nuggets. Mavericks here just cover the spread, I think, a little bit more. I think this one may be the case. The Nuggets go ahead and win this game, right? But Mavericks are going to be able to stay within the 7.5. That's where I'm going. I'm going to take the folks that cover the spread because I like money. That's what it is. Next up, we got the Nets versus the Jazz. Jazz here has, lost 11 against the Eastern Conference. And it's one of those that I have the Jazz winning this one today. And the Jazz have lost 11 against the Eastern Conference. So I am not going to play that play. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and go under the total in this one. I mean, it's the Nets and the Jazz.
You had me tricked on that one. I thought you were going to say you were going to take it. I was like, what? But anyway, go on.
And Scott to say, I mean, Jazz are tough as nails at home. So just stay out of the Jazz's way, right? All right, Knicks and Lakers. Oh, goodness. I'm going to go ahead and take a pass on the spread. So, hey, I need some help in this one. I have like a little bit of conflicting information. Here's why. So, I keep track of all my bets. And so whenever the Lakers are sitting at a money line that's within, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, -175 to -200, that play for me loses money. So that means I will not be taking the Lakers on any sort of money line bet. So that means ultimately my play would be the Knicks +4. But again, I have conflicting information. There's lots of games for me to bet on today. So this is just going to be one I'm going to totally pass. But if we have to make a play on this one, the Lakers and Knicks last 8 games have gone over the total. So take the over. What do we got? 234.5. I don't know. The Knicks sometimes for me don't score a lot of points, but let's go ahead and go with the over. And then we have one more, the Wizards versus the Kings. Kings, all they do is cover spreads here. Lately, I'm going to say lately, all they do is cover spreads. They've covered their last 4 as favorites. So, hey, the Wizards, not today. They're going to lose another one like yesterday. And Kings are going to cover, though, the big spread. It's not going to be close. Just do what Ron says. Kings. Win and cover. That's what I got. Take the Kings -12.5, whatever it may be, something like that. All right, so we got a pretty good group of consensus, you guys. It feels like we're going to keep our winning streak going. We're going to keep it moving. Let's see here. Mike says he's stuck on Seattle. If Seattle won, would be 3-dog on Monday night. Are they playing again like the next Monday night?
I think in the last 2, 3 would
be the third dog that wins on Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, because I keep going back. I was like, what's our last Monday night game? Was it the Raiders? Was it that weird game? Or is that Thursday? Or was it? Man, I don't remember. You'll have to look it up, Tiffany.
I'm like, why don't I remember? What was last Monday night game?
So many games like going through our head, constantly.
Well, I know. And I'm like, once we move on to the next week, I immediately.
I know. It's like, forget about it. So week 14, it was probably Patriots Steelers. And so the Patriots covered as dogs. There we go. See, there's one. And then week 13 would have been the Seahawks covering versus the Cowboys. There we go. Look at the Cowboys. The Seahawks are just killing it. And then week 12 would have been
Bears Vikings.
The Packers covering.
Wait, am I looking at the right one?
So there we go. It was a whole bunch of underdogs here in a row. See, he knows. He's like, hey, yeah, I've cashed them. So in Miami lost by 28-27. It was like plus 1,000. Nice. So Mike, it sounds like Mike has been killing it. So we need people like Mike here in the chat giving us information. So
good job, Mike.
Right? That's what we do.
I like it.
Hey, Knicks on the road last 5-6 games. They are road tired. So it sounds like he may actually be leaning towards the Kobe Bryants, the fighting Kobe Bryants. And, I did get that thing with I think my next new hat is going to be the LA Lakers DraftKings hat. Just going to say. Because I got my free hat from their promotion. So I might as well get that. Because every other time I've tried to buy the Mambas, I swear to God, I have the worst luck. So I'll buy it on Amazon and then they'll be like out of stock. And then they send me my money back. And then I buy another hat that says Mamba. And then they say, no. I mean, this has been going on for years.
Maybe it's time to bust out a Sharpie and I'll make you one.
Nice.
I am
me a hat, something like that.
I am the South Omaha Martha Stewart.
That is true. Ron says, hey, I got the Bucks hat with the crown. I liked it. I thought about maybe like I'll get it as a surprise, kind of like how I did with Latifah getting the Phillies hat, right? I don't know if I could ever actually purchase a Bears hat for Scotch. So we'll have to work on something. We'll have to work on something. Maybe the Bulls. Like I don't mind the Bulls, right? Maybe I can get a Bulls hat. I was quite the Jordan fan growing up, even though I also liked Isaiah Thomas. And, I think I just like the rivalries more than anything back in the day, the Larry Birds, the McHales, all that kind of good stuff. Again, you guys, I'm excited for today. Again, we only got an hour till kickoff. So you can, hopefully you guys maybe have some time off this week and spend it with friends and family. I'm pretty excited for good food and drink. That's, my deal. Hanging out with friends, family,
Absolutely.
food and drink. That's what's important to me in sports.
R&R. And that's the best is all of our holidays do revolve around sports as well. So it's
That
wonderful.
is true. But we have a whole group of folks that like sports. So it isn't like we have one person that's like, oh, I hate sports and I don't want to do this. So we're lucky that way. All right, you guys, make sure, again, you guys subscribe, our new folks did here today. We appreciate that. That's my sports. We're excited to have you here. Make sure you come back and see us again every Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Also, make sure if you're having trouble, you just can't get the right picks, get with Tiffany's pick packages and she will put you in the right direction to get you some extra money to be out there to increase those per plays on your bankroll, right? So that's all we do. I was talking to Scotch. I was like, you guys hit all of those big same game parlays out there for $500, $700. Ron does whatever, $1,700. I'm like, just plug it away. My daily grind just only made like 300. I feel bad. Right, but that's how we do it, right? It's all all about that. So good luck today. All right, you guys, have a good day. We will see you later. Bye-bye.